Hello everyone, today we continue with the revision for the midterm test, the second period. Now we move to the fifth part, daily conversation. So all of you look at the screen and I have 5 questions and you try to read carefully and then choose the best answer. 4 minutes please. Let's start. Okay, so have you all have the answers? Now let's check. The first, I didn't know you could play badminton so well, Jump. Thank you, Long. And the answer is, that's a slight compliment. How about number 2? How do you do? How Jerry answers, yes, how do you do? It's very easy. And how about number 3? Well, David say Happy Christmas. Just an answer, the same to you. Yes. And number 4, what an attractive hairstyle you have got, Mary. Mary answers, thank you for your compliment. And number 5, personally, I think a happy marriage should be based on love. Happy answer. Yeah, I definitely agree. So you must pay attention to the speaking in Unit 2 and Unit 3. In Unit 2, speaking is about how to give opinion and respond to your opinion. And in Unit 3, you say how to give the compliment and how to respond to this. So at home, you must review that. Now we move to the next, writing. So in writing, I have 4 questions. And you look at this. Don't forget to the supermarket afterward is that. And the other sentence that is belong to reported speech. And in the question number 3, you must pay attention to review the tenses, the different tenses, how to use this. Now, 4 minutes to look at screen, read carefully, and then choose the best answer. Okay, now let's check the answer. So you all of you look at the question number 1. What kind of is reported speech? That is the imperative, right? And don't forget to go to the supermarket after work. So when you see the phrase, don't forget to infinitive in direct. And how do you translate? How do you change into indirect? Yeah, you look at B, ask someone to do something, but here not to forget to. So is it suitable? No, right? So it means he reminded me to go to the supermarket after work. Remind someone to do something. That is, how do you say in Vietnamese? Yeah, nhắc nhở ai làm gì? Now we move to question number 2. How much did you drink at the party last night? So here is the question, the WA question, and how you do it. What is your answer? They asked him, right? And how much is the WA words you must use again? But you will change into I and did you drink in the simple past, you must use past perfect, right? So I asked him how much he had drunk. Sorry. So you here is him, right? And last night will become the night before. Yeah. How about number 3? He started working as a teacher 5 years ago. So you use the verb started here. You started a simple past and the key words is 5 years ago. Anh ta bắt đầu làm việc, làm nghề giáo viên cách đây 5 năm. Như vậy anh ta làm nghề giáo viên được 5 năm. Vậy thì tính từ trong quá khứ cho tới hiện tại là được 5 năm. Vậy thì đó là thì hiện tại hoàn thành hoặc là thì hiện tại hoàn thành thực diện. Has been working or has worked. But 5 years. Nhưng mà 5 năm là một khoảng thời gian cho nên mấy em phải sử dụng là giới từ for chứ không thể nào là since được. Vậy thì the answer is A, right. And the last one. So you look at the question number 4. Nó ngược với những cái câu hỏi trước. Những câu hỏi trước là direct, chúng ta chuyển qua indirect. Nhưng bây giờ đây là cô lại cho indirect. Và mẹ em phải tìm cho cô được cái câu là direct. Từ gián tiếp chuyển qua ngược lại thành trực tiếp. So you look at asked if. So this is yes no question. The week before become last week, right? Last week. So A and B is our method. Have past perfect. We change in past, simple past, right? So the answer is D. Okay, now we move to another part, that is reading. And in this part, I have 2 activities. The first one is read the passage and do the tasks that follow. So you can look at this. And read the passage, and I have 5 questions. All of you look at the screen, read carefully, please. 10 minutes for you. Now, let's start. So all of you have you got the answers? Now let's check. Okay, now we move to the first question. According to the writer, you can look at the screen to check. Yeah. In the line 3 and 2, although we usually identify communication with speech, communication is composed of two dimensions, verbal and non-verbal. So you look at this sentence and tell me the answer. So the answer is D, right? Người ta có thể là giao tiếp bằng cả phi ngôn ngữ và ngôn ngữ. Now we move to question number 2. Which is not included in non-verbal communication? Cái gì không được bao gồm ở trong cái giao tiếp phi ngôn ngữ nào? Words, spatial distance, facial expressions, or tone of voice. Now look at the screen. Non-verbal communication has been defined as communication without words. Without words. So, which is not included in non-verbal communication? That is, words. Giao tiếp không có ngôn ngữ, không có từ. Như vậy cái mà không bao gồm ở trong giao tiếp phi ngôn ngữ đó chính là các cái từ words. Okay, we move to question number 3. You also look at the screen. I will give you the evidence in the passage. Activity or inactivity, words or silence, all have message value. Như vậy chúng ta có thể suy ra từ đoạn trích rằng là gì? Ngay cả thậm chí là sự im lặng cũng có cái giá trị thông điệp của nó, đúng chưa? Như vậy, the answer is, question number 3 is C. We move to question number 4. Human beings. Look at the evidence on the screen. Commonly, nonverbal communication is learned shortly after birth and practiced and refined throughout a person's lifetime. Children first learn nonverbal expressions by watching and imitating, much as they learn verbal skills. Như vậy mà em có thể suy ra là con người như thế nào nào? Have learned how to communicate in nonverbal language since a child. Con người học thì cách giao tiếp phi ngôn ngữ từ khi còn là một trẻ. Now we move to the last question, number 5. So the word reading in both parts has a close meaning too. You look at the young children know far more than they can verbalize and are generally more adept at reading non-verbal cues. Đọc các cái gợi ý phi ngôn ngữ. Như vậy đọc các cái gợi ý đó có nghĩa là gì? Understanding non-verbal cues. So number 5 is B. And we move to the second part. That is close test. Fill in each number blank with one suitable word or phrase. So 10 minutes for you to do it. Now let's start. Okay, now let's check the answer. I have to get up every day at about 7 because work really about an hour before 7 g. So number one, work, the third part. So the answer is B, right? The simple present. And number two, when the four corns plural, right? So start, after start you use to infinitive, so to come, right? Number three, my wife helps me with that because she usually answers the phone and that. So and here answers simple present and that you must use also simple present is good. And how about number four? Number four, there a dozen people. A dozen people. So there is or there are. Of course, there is a dozen. Một tá, đúng không? And number five, try. After try you use to infinitive. So I usually try to get back home. Cố gắng làm gì? Try to do something. And how about number six? I have a couple, một cặp, hours. So now and now we connect it with a couple of hours. And this number seven, even in certainty, usually till about 8. Mãi cho tới lúc 8 giờ. Vậy ở đây chúng ta sẽ dùng động từ nào nào? Yeah, last. Kéo dài. Number 8. I belong to a group of 5 doctors in the area. So who the relative pronoun here is mentioned to 5 doctors. So 5 doctors is plural. So number 8, you share or shares. Of course, share. And number 9, have opportunity to do something. Có cơ hội để làm gì? So we have opportunity to talk with our 2 small children. And the last one, read short story, to our children or want to be with them with Raleigh. So that's all for today. Thank you for your attention. And at home, you must review more to be well prepared for the midterm test.